the final presentation is with Leah Romanowski, AIFD. I hope she's here. I think she is.
She is.
So we'd like to welcome her. So she is here to present in Hawaii as the winner of the 2022 HFNA Wedding Celebration Bridal Bouquet Competition. She was our winner. She made an absolutely stunning bouquet that won first place. She also represented Canada at the Interflora World Cup in Manchester, UK in 2023. So I have a question for you. You really do enjoy the challenge of competitions, don't you, Lee?
Absolutely. I'm a serial competitor.
A serial competitor. I love it.
And
so is it just the energy of it all? Is it just the exhilarating fact that you're improving with every idea that you work out? What is it about it that's so energizing?
Well, that's probably the biggest part, Hitomi, is we are so busy working in our industry, and there's not a lot that we get to do that truly is for our soul and our heart. And so competing gives me an opportunity to challenge myself. And really, I'm competing against myself. You know, do I do things on time? Did I execute the idea well? And, you know, win, lose, or place, it makes us better designers and ultimately better instructors and teachers every time we put ourselves out there and try to do something hard.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah.
Fabulous. And you've done so well.
Well, thank you, Hitomi.
Yeah.
Hi, Leah.
So,
hello, how are you, John?
I'm good. Nice to see you again.
I miss Hawaii. I miss the people and I miss the weather.
Well, that was going to be my question to you. Did you enjoy your visit to Hilo? And obviously you did, right?
Well, I'd never been to Hawaii, and it was a dream come true. Over, well, probably 40 years looking forward to going, but 20 years really wanting and longing to go there with my best friend and my assistant who actually came. So having the opportunity to be part of your expo, what is it? Teaching expo, but doing that alongside my best and closest friend, and just experiencing the beauty and just what Hawaii has to offer. Life-changing. It was, you saw me, I was like a little kid on the beach.
You kind of were.
I was.
You kind of were. Yeah.
And so what was your impression of the tropical flower selection here?
Oh my gosh. Well, you can't get it anywhere else. It was exceptional, especially going to the farms and seeing right there close up them growing in the fields. You every floral designer, every flower lover should experience that one time in their life, more, but one time for sure, just to understand what it takes to bring those little tiny, well, Hitomi's new flower, 20 years or more years to bring that to fruition, that we can enjoy it and we can make floral art with it. Your selection is incredible. The bromeliads probably blew me away the most. I just didn't want to leave the bromeliad farm at all.
I can relate to that because Bill and Christine Kraft came over to Kauai. We featured them at one of our local flower events, and they came up to my farm. And they were totally amazed to see the flowers growing out in the open compared to having them in buckets in your shop. It was
no snow, no sleet.
It was a whole wonderful experience for them.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to watching your video.
Yes.
So I'm looking forward to watching my video.
Oh, good. Well, let's do it. Let's
remember what I did.
Sit back and watch you work.
Thank you.
All right, let it roll.
Here we go.
My job now is to introduce Lee Romanowski. Lee has 30 plus years in the industry. She is an out-of-box thinker. in 2000, she founded Designing on the Edge, and her company will do structural floral art, large and small scale, event design, and decor. After watching her these past few days, oh my God, this lady is a powerhouse. So much energy, so much thinking, and just finding things and creating things with it. It's just been amazing, just totally amazing. She was, in fact, in August, she was at the Singapore Garden Show. She actually competed there, and she did get in the top 10, oh my gosh. And with further ado, I really would like to start introducing Lee.
I gotta stop.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Am I on? Yeah. Am I on? Yeah. Am I on? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yes. Can you hear me now? Yes. Wow. I'm pretty excited to be here. I'm pretty honored to be here. I have always wanted to come to Hawaii. I'm turning 60 in 12 days. Or, as I like to call it, my 21st anniversary of my 39th rotation around the sun. Just sounds better. When I was invited, it's a dream come true. I've always wanted to come. My assistant and best friend has been trying to get me here for over 12, 15 years. There's never been a time. So now there was a time and a reason. So I'm so excited to be here on your land. And hold on, I gotta get prepared now. I'm gonna get super serious. Get the hair out of the way. If you ever watch me compete, as soon as the hair goes up, then I'm really on. It's out of the way, and sleeves come off, and I'm ready to go. I don't have a script that I'm going to follow. There are no handouts for you to have. I decided when I was going to come here, I was going to let the land talk to me and dictate to me what to do. And with floral design, either the flowers tell you what to do, or you tell the flowers what you're going to do with them. So I wanted to come here, walk the land a bit, and maybe some of you saw me out there walking through, picking up stuff, making piles, you know, like the Grinch. Because I feel like I'm kind of stealing, but I mean, it washed up, so maybe it's okay that I take this. But when it comes to foraging and finding things on the land, please always be respectful of the land that you are on. This is the hotel's property. I went to the front desk and I said, "Who's your groundskeeper?" His name is Duke. We saw him raking from our window early that first morning. And I said, could I have a conversation with him? He came and we chatted a bit, and I said, all I want to do is go to your bird of paradise and I want to clip out all the dried leaves. So he says, you want to do my job? And I said, uh-huh. But I want to take them away with me, because I use bird of paradise leaves, strelitzia leaves all the time, dried in designs. I just let them dry, and they have just amazing characteristics. They change and they morph into something completely different. And it's something that you can reuse and reuse and reuse. So he said, okay. So I probably clipped out 60 leaves, and I have used them in some of the pieces here. And then the other thing that I found that I was just so excited. I'm from a small island off the coast of British Columbia, and so we get a lot of driftwood, we get a lot of things that come in. I don't live there, I live in the prairies, so I don't have access to that anymore. So when I was out walking the boulevard, and Nita actually caught me out there walking on the boulevard and offered to help carry my load, and then we had to go back and go get more because there was just so much. I started finding pieces of the coconut. So what part of the coconut tree is this? Is it very top? This? What is this? So it's this way? All right. They're really tall. I can't quite see that far. I'm turning 60, you know, so I should be wearing glasses. Anyway, I found Probably 4 pieces the first day and 3 more pieces. Well, actually, when I asked Duke, I said, so what happened to all that? He said, it's already been thrown out. I said, okay. So I'm going to have to really go looking for this stuff. The first pieces that I found were smaller. I did cut some of them to make them stand easy. I'm just going to talk about every piece here. So I'm going to tell you about the mechanics of every single piece that is here. Some of them are not finished because I wanted you to see what they look like organically before we add any of the materials. All this is I've used my drill, I've lined them up, and I've drilled holes through them, and I have sewn them together to hold it. That's all. There's no magic. That's all it is. Who knows how to sew a button on? It's pretty simple. Okay? Now, it's easier with 2 people, let me tell you that. I did this myself, and I'm out there on a bucket, and I'm like, this is not working. I could use another hand. So it would have been optimal to have another hand. There are 3 water tubes. So the only thing that is not from nature in here, of course, are the glass. However, when you think about it, glass is sand. So it really is from nature. Okay? Now, when you put your pieces of palm together there's a little bit of a space. So what I've used that we also foraged, lots and lots of, this part of is a husk off the tree? What would you call this? What part is this?
It's not a husk.
What is it? Just fiber that grows?
It's the part between
Yeah. Okay. So I'm using that to fill in some of the gaps, and then a little bit of the sphagnum moss just to hold it in place so that it gives a little bit more stability to the design. Waxed hemp. So there is no wire in this. This is a product from New Age Floral. And like I said, there is no wire in it, but it is waxed. It's super strong. And once you put it through and you tie it, because it's waxed, it doesn't come apart. So the compression tightening actually holds it together. This is how we did this. Well, that's the big one. Okay. So we got to use the smaller one. Got to make sure you got the right one to fit. Ooh. It's only fun till somebody loses an eye or an arm, and then it's a sport. So anyway, I would have taken the 2 back to back. So there's another piece I'll show you here. Same material, but there are 2 back to back, and what's holding them together is drilling through and adding the thin dowel. And the dowel, because this is still a little bit wet, what happens with wood and water? Swells. So it makes a really interesting container, just the natural pieces from foraging. There are 2 water tubes in here, fairly simple, a little bit of wire to hold over the compression part with the dowel. So they're just hooked on from the left and to the right. And this is fascia. Is fascia? Fascia? Dried? What is it? Cecropia. Okay. I'm not going to give you all the Latin names. I'll tell you what I know, but the rest I'm just going to throw it out there to the very smart people in the audience, the horticulturists. Doesn't that make a super cool container? So I've taken off the stem, the bottom of these, and then I've just bound it nice and tight, and I've glued it in horizontally just to finish the sides. So this one I'll finish in a minute. This is just materials that you can find in nature. Too often we're so busy with our lives that we don't really look to see what's around us. So take a moment, just clear your head when you're out, look at things. Look at things not the way they are, but what they could possibly be. Look at the potential. Something could be done differently with it. Okay, so this baby can go. You know, we were told 10 pieces, and when I end the count it, I've got 15, so I'm a little a little over. They're not big pieces, but there is a lot to get through here. A couple more things I found on the beach that I ended up not getting to. Look at the moss on these. Aren't these fantastic? Yeah, so the purpose of this was maybe to make, again, with the dowlings and stuff, make a super simple structure piece, and then possibly add the wood as a vertical for the design. So this would hold the piece. Didn't have time, but I don't want to throw it out. I want to show you how beautiful this piece is. This came from the tropical farm with the rare plants. What's the name of the farm? Plant Group Hawaii, yeah. So beautiful, lovely pieces. This could also be suspended. Could be a suspended piece on a wall. Banana, this is the banana piece. Okay, so this is called Ocean Pouch. Some of you have probably heard of this. This is made from coconut fiber. So the inside of a coconut here, it's got other things. I don't know the secret sauce, but it's from the inside of the coconut. So it's a renewable resource. Anyway, it comes in a manipulatable pouch. You poke it, you drop it in water, and it saturates up and it becomes a nice, heavy medium for you to design in. And once your design is done, that pouch can be opened and put into your garden as a growing medium. Here it is saturated. I might throw some stuff in here just to show you how good it holds, right? Now for watering, it's not as easy to water as floral foam. What I like to do is take a turkey baster, make a hole, or even one of your water tube fillers. Yeah. Okay, one more thing I found, coconuts. Just love coconuts. Some of the coconut.
Canadian girl.
Yeah. Anyway, coconuts. So I wanted to try and find a couple real coconuts that were, not real, it's all real here. Coconuts that were full, like a full coconut where we could actually use it as a water vessel and it wouldn't leak everywhere. I thought I got two. They kind of leaked. And then we put glue in the bottom, it still leaked. So we came up with another alternative to it. So I'm going to show you two. First of all, I'm going to show you two designs. I'm going to finish them. Half of the things I have here I'm going to finish on stage so you can see the mechanics first and see what I've done with them. So taking two parts of the coconut, the fruit as well as one of the stem pieces. Again, we cleaned them really well, scrubbed them out, let them dry for 2 days in the sun just to make sure there's no bugs. Because that is a thing. That's a thing. And I wanted to do something with this. They're not the greatest water vessel. It doesn't hold a lot of water. So I thought, what could I do with this that would be interesting? And I love plants. So here's what I came up with. Again, it's been drilled. And you can see on the back end of it, it has the dowels that are put through. It's super sturdy. This is not coming apart. Got myself a few lovely plants. I got a Dracaena here. I've got a little bromeliad. And I've taken most of the soil off, make sure to take care of the roots, and then use some of the sphagnum moss. And I'm just going to add my plants into the coconuts. So now this becomes truly an organic structure.
Beautiful.
What did it cost me? Huh? Some time on the beach. I'd say this is super affordable. Are we about the money? If you were in a shop, we are about the profitability. If I had a coconut tree, I would be using all parts of that coconut tree. I don't have a coconut tree. Canada doesn't have coconut trees. So I'm just going to finish this. I already know what I'm doing. I already pre-planned this part. There'll be some winging it, but most of it's pretty planned. When I teach at the university, this is not a safe zone. So when I'm designing, things go like this and go like this. So you have to be careful not to be standing behind me. A container like this, we don't want to put too much in it because I really want that container to speak for itself. I don't want to overdo it. Well, I do want to overdo it, but no, I don't. I thought the King Protea was the perfect choice for this container. It just needed something beautiful, something striking, but not too busy, just simple. Now I'm not doing this into foam, but if you're going to do any larger stems into foam, if you cut it as a wedge, a round stem, like Kathy said, will always twist. If you cut it into a wedge, when it goes in, it stays. You're coming here. You're coming there. What's floral design? It's just an expression of your art. So I've got one water tube for that. I'm so excited. This is one of the ones I was excited about the most, just because, God, the material is so super cool. You know what I just realized?
What?
It's the wrong one. It's the wrong material. But guess what? It works. So I'm going to do it the right way. Ever heard the saying, oh, happy accident? Uh-huh. I'm like, why aren't you sitting in there right? Well, because it's not the right container. There we go. There we are. That's right. Oop. There we go. Now I'm happy. Now I'm happy. Okay, you can come back, Sue. Sorry about that. Psych. That's better. My lovely assistant's probably thinking over there, that's the Whoville tree. What are you doing? There we go. Better. Better. I can't take a bow because I made a big mistake.
It's okay.
Right. Okay. So now let's do the right thing with this. So this, my triangular container, I chose. So this was given to me. Phil didn't need all of his Pyrus, and I'm like, yeah, that's pretty awesome. Right? This has great, look at, huh? Right? Good choice, good choice. And then I have beautiful ginger. There was one bromeliad left. And I went shopping at the market with Lois and Sue and found some, I don't know what these are called, but you can eat them. So that's good. There we go. So just for safety's sake, I'm going to bind it with a tiny bit of the hemp, waxed hemp. Do a nice, clean, oop, need another pair of scissors. Clean, there we go. And this is no water source, and we're just going to tuck that baby in here. Maybe cut off a couple pieces. There we go. Boom. It's in the way. Are you judging me? I think it's done. Fun, hey? Did you think that was what it was going to look like when it was done? Probably not. Yeah, but look at that, just the drama with that. And it makes me think of the palm tree. I mean, we could go here. Oh, we could even go higher. Oh my gosh, we could like so, yeah, that's good enough though. That's high enough. Who am I kidding? Now, KT was here yesterday, and I didn't get to go on that walking tour. It was very sad. I could not go on that walking tour. But this is from the property next door, and Stephanie, my lovely assistant, went over with her, and they were cutting things to bring back over here. And KT even bled for the cause. She got a little bit of a cut, and so we appreciate her bleeding, so nobody else had to. Super simple, beautiful piece of bamboo. I mean, you've seen this before. This is not rocket science. This isn't new, but it's here. If you've got it, oh my God, use it.
The lines on it. It's so
Yeah, and the color, right? That green is fantastic. The line of the anthurium stem just continues from the container up. Now, I got this at one of the tours on the side of the road. I don't know where. But it's one thing I decided that needed to come from our tour. Anyway, super simple. This took maybe 5 minutes. So thank you, Sue and Lois, for taking us on a little trip to Target and all over the place. We went shopping and things. They lost me once, twice, I don't know. I tend to wander. I'm like a puppy dog lost, and I'll just go wandering the halls and doing things, and you'll have to. Where is she? Where is she? Where'd she call her? Where'd she go? Where'd she go? We lost her again. Anyway. Polo! Marco! Another piece that was found on the beach, this right here. This is one piece of wood, and I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it. I wasn't sure if I was going to attach it and then have things hanging from it. But then somebody offered me the heliconia, and I went, know what I'm doing now. This is a bowl from Target. It's a serving bowl or a fruit bowl. And I went, that is a natural material, except the metal handles. And I thought, this is a great piece. This is a great piece that when it's done, it can be used again. You're not going to throw this container out. It has great potential to be in your house, so don't throw it out. How is this made? Who knows what compression is? Rock against a hard place. When you have compression on two sides, things are super strong. So how it's done, again, not rocket science. Maybe it should be. So where the handles are attached, I've inserted this through and then pushed it and wedged it in the Y, in the break. So like Phil, yes, I can. Yeah. So it has 3 different horizontal pieces. So it has 2 that are going one direction and 1 compression going the opposite direction. Do you think if the framer who did your house didn't quite build it strong enough, everything would stay on it? No. So think about the framework of a house is the same thing as the structural piece. That is the house of your design. This is all the adornments and the decorations and the decorating of the house is right there. This is the most important piece. Everything else there is just pretty. Okay? Without this structure right, nothing will stand up, nothing will hold up. So mechanics are everything. Anyway, I like it. I think it's fun.
I love it.
Something I brought from home. These stands were a companion with a ceramic, but the ceramic was super heavy and not very stable. I could not do a design out of it for event work. I do mostly event work. So these have been sitting around for a long time, and I decided, hey, I'm just going to bring them and see what happens. Maybe I can do something fun with them. I think the color it's a little off. It's a little too bright on this, a little too blonde, a little too vanilla. So I can change the color naturally. You see the difference in the tone here? I'm going to get dirty. I'm going to do it. Any wood product if it doesn't, yeah, if it doesn't have a shellac or a varnish or anything on it, it will pick up the acidity and the color. Look at that. Now we're just going to do this one because I like them to match. People come to visit my studio, and it's been nicknamed the Craftorium. And people come for a crafternoon. Yeah. And as far as you look up 10 feet, there are containers of anything you could possibly ever want to play with is in my shop. I mean, you name it, I probably got it. If it's not there, it's in the storage unit, but I probably got it. Yeah. You have people calling, hey, do you have this? I said, absolutely. Again, I said we were looking for coconuts and stuff. Here's what I found. Coconuts. Ta-da! We're done. Yeah. And like I said, they were leaking. So there is, if I can pull one of these out. Nope, not that one. You're coming out. It's a cluster of 3. It's a cluster of 3 water tubes with a nice strong elastic band. And again, the compression holds it in place. So wouldn't this be a fun thing just to have on a counter? This is the banyan root. All right. Structure of this wedding bouquet or hand-tied bouquet is the banyan root, as well as the dried strelitzia leaves. And I just took a nice little swack of it. It's a great, correct teaching term, swack. Oh, you're a long piece. You can go. So starting here, boop, I'm going to make a circle. I'm going to make a larger circle. I might need a little bit more. Can you grab that, Nita? Pull. Thank you. Small circle, large circle. Thanks, Sue. And one more circle. Smaller circle. Boop. Just like that. And it works better if you have little sounds like boop. It works. I told you you'd have fun. Where else in the world do I get to be myself and entertain like this? Nowhere, right? So here's my base, my banyan roots. Leave it in there. And then I just took and attached in my strelitzia. Made a nice little shape. And you just design through the structure. Super simple. Again, this is not rocket science, people. But it's fabulous fun. I was not using those anthurium. Those anthurium are gorgeous. Oh. Huh? I didn't just do this. Yes, I just did this. You too can do this in 35 seconds. Yeah, no. Yeah, ta-da! And you know what? We always test this. Are you ready? Are you ready? Yes. You might want to stand up.
You can do it.
Is Leah in the room? Okay, girls, come up here. I'm going to change your life. So I came up with an idea a few years ago. I do ribbon roses as well. And
Nice.
So taking an aspidistra, removing out the center of the aspidistra, but do not take off the actual stem of it. So sometimes I'll take off the actual piece of each side, and then I'll do this the same way, but this is easier if you want to do a hand-tied bouquet. I'm going to do a really quick. This is going to be fast, and you got to make sure you watch this. I've already done doubles of the roses. Super simple. First, I'm going to go one side. I'm going to take my leaf, fold it at a 90 degree, roll it twice. Fold, turn, fold, turn. Fold, turn. If you didn't get that the first 3 times, fold and turn. Fold and turn. Again, keep folding and turning so you get to there. Take your wire, ta-da! Doo, 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 doo. And now I'm just going to put that aside, and I'm going to do the other side. Fold and turn. Fold, fold and turn. Fold and turn. Fold and turn. Fold and, so I could do this in my brain, but it's easier and it sounds funner if I do it out loud. Fold and turn. Take the same wire, and now I've got a second cluster. Okay. Isn't that cool? Super quick. Norfolk pine's one of my absolute favorite foliages, but they're huge branches. How do you use a huge branch like that? I love texture. Green is one of my favorite colors. I really love texture. And how can I do something with them so they don't look like a Norfolk pine, but they have great texture to them? So you take a group of 2 and you tie it on itself. Like I said, I like to tie things up. Not people. Y'all are going in a very, yeah, I know where you were going. I'm like, but, okay, full disclosure. When I was young, I was really hard to manage. And they put me in, can you believe it? They put me in cadets. So I was in Sea Cadets, so I know how to tie knots. I know how to tie things up. Right? It is a skill. All right, so I've got most of my pieces ready. I'm going to do one calathea leaf. See how that works. And the reason I'm doing a calathea is look at the color of this. Now, I think the wire is going to be far, get in there. Mike, do you have a stapler? Is your stapler here? Okay. Stapler would really help right about now. Okay. Didn't bring a stapler. Fold, turn and fold, turn and fold, turn and fold. Again, it's about the tongue. Where's that tongue position? Turn and fold. Oop. We're just going to go there. I'm going to use the bind wire because it is a little gentler. 3. Okay. Oop. 2. So let's make a bouquet. Still going to do a spiral hand tie. Put off all my stems. I'm going to add you there. I'm going to put you there. Boop. Tie you in there. Yep, boop. It's got to have some sound effects or it's not good. Oh yeah, you go there. Oh, let's go there. And there. Let me go backwards a bit. There we go. You come here. I still have another wedding bouquet to do. That's going to have to be super quick. Okay. I can do it. I know I can. I know I can. Now, all these wires, all these excess wires here, now that's not awesome for somebody to hold that. So I'm going to try and find all the wires that are under here, and I'm going to turn them up and into the top part of the bouquet. So I've done a couple Iron Designer things. Like so much fun. Now, who am I throwing it to? Well, stand up. Well, she already.
I'm ready.
You sure?
Go, Debbie.
out. But simple. So there is 12, or no, there's one bunch of aspidistra and about 18 pieces of Norfolk pine and 4 stems of Sweet William, the diantha, Sweet William, and 5 leaves. Super easy, quick. How many minutes do I have? 5? We tried to use our leis that we got at that dinner, but sadly didn't put it with any, with a bag on it, didn't have any moisture, so in the fridge it kind of was like, so it was not usable. One more thing that was found from the rare plant place, this was on a piece of wood. Somebody said, do you want this piece of wood? I'm like, no, but I want the bark. See this piece of bark? It's the perfect handhold for a bouquet. So, Sue, the lovely Sue, offered to give me her, what are these called again? I'm calling them Fabulous and Pokey. Can I do that? So many things. So many things. It's going to sound creepy when you go through the video. So many things. I can't wait for the webinar where I have to explain myself. That's going to be great. How beautiful is that stuff? Right? Wish we knew what this was. Dichondra. So you can stay. You notice how if you have half an hour, you've got 5 hours, you'll do it within that time. You know what the secret recipe is? A deadline.
Never missed one.
Never missed a deadline. And not our fault either. I kind of like this. This is sort of cool. Okay, Nita, I need your help. Are you willing to help me?
Of course.
Are you up for the task?
I am up.
Okay. Can you slide your hand under that, please? Mm-hmm. Thank you. Do-do-do. Tied it in. So the only thing holding it together is here.
Wow. That is so fun.
No.
I like it.
No. All right, what do we have left? A couple minutes. Okay, you do this last. This is next. Bromeliads. Bromeliad is my favorite plant in the whole world. Do a lot of event work, and I think bromeliads need to be used so much more often. It is its own natural water source. Using the vessels, the chambers, designing right out of the chambers of the plant itself. These have been covered with, again, what was forged from the palm tree on the boulevard. Now in Canada, ours have soil. It doesn't have the same medium. It looks like this has volcanic rock or something. There's something else in the bottom. So we're doing this workshop thinking that we're going to be taking it out of the pot and covering it with moss and then building a pot for it to go. Again, designing literally out of the plant. I can design right into it. Right? So, use the plant as the vessel itself. But equisetum, put that aside. What's my last? Okay, I'll leave that there. You can see that. Last thing. Inflorescence found on the beach. I brought one metal stand with a spike. I drilled into the inflorescence and I've impaled the spike onto said inflorescence. This is a piece of, is it banana palm? I don't know what it is, but I've just covered a little bit of U-glue to cover the stand because the stand did not look organic at all, but it needed something structural to hold it. I just want to mask what the actual base is. Added in a few water tubes. These are that little fruit that have opened up. They're just so much fun, right? So this piece can actually be an art piece that you can have in your house. A few little additions to it. And I have a few stems of dendrobiums that were left upstairs in a bucket. Let's just add a couple of those. Oh, there was 1/2 of a stem of Glorioso that I went, I don't throw things out. This is an opportunity to, yeah, I like you there. And I'm going to give you there. I might not need all these water tubes. Excellent structure for designing. Come on, you, get in the hole. There we go. What do you look like? Ooh, that's fun. I'm gonna go this way a little bit. Yeah. Oh, let's go there. 2 for in a stem. There we go. Did I do it in time? Thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for staying here with the madness. And I hope you can take a few of these things away with you. I hope it was helpful. Thank you for everybody who helped support me. Eric, Neo, Judy, everybody who's helped, Kathleen. I appreciate getting to do this and be myself and share what I love. I was not going to be a florist. I was going to be an architect or a paramedic. And I fell into this on accident 42 years ago and never left. So thank you for having me. Thank you.
Well, Leah, you sure had a lot of fun on that stage.
You are
And
not
you-
only an innovative, creative designer, but you are entertaining. You get us on the edge of our seats. Oh, you're muted, Leah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
great.
was a lot of fun. I have to explain myself now.
Well, let's see what kind of questions our audience asks. One question that we have is, what was the biggest surprise for you about Hawaiian Tropicals that you did not know before?
They're so big. They're so big. I saw a heliconia that was 7 or 8 feet tall. No, 15 feet tall. The quality is like, I can't believe how big the heliconia was, the yellow heliconia. The quality, size, it's like you're in dinosaur land. Things are big.
And isn't it fabulous that, like, as we ship it in, you see all those side pieces cut, so they're kind of chopped up, but you see how high those leaves goes over as a canopy.
I no words. No words. Yeah, I'm not very often without words, but yep. Impressed.
No, it was very clever what you did with container building, structure building, how quickly you put together so many things.
Thank you.
That different resources, different tools, different things that you have up your sleeve. A lot of that has to be from those crazy competition designing and the iron designer, all of that, right?
I like the pressure, and you give me a deadline and I will drop dead making the deadline. Yeah, just, you know what, Hitomi, I think all the talent in the world does not trump experience. Every time you have an experience and you learn and you grow, you learn something new from everywhere you go and everything you do.
It's so true. It's so true. And it's so wonderful that you kind of share that. Like on stage, whatever happens, and then you talk about it, and so that they're learning through your learning. So it's a very brilliant way of teaching.
Like a
really
relatable. Here's
totally
the real story.
Yeah.
This is how it happened.
Yeah, exactly. So I just remembering your 22 that win with a competition, the bouquet, and remembering seeing it and how you did there, and all the competitions that I've seen you do since. Yeah, it's a real growth process. Fantastic.
It is, and sometimes you do really great, and other times you're like, I could have done better. But you know what? Again, you just grow everywhere you go. Like going to Hawaii, I learned a lot of things in Hawaii. I learned a lot of things from the different presenters. So even whether you're attending as a student or you're there as an evaluator, just sitting in the back and watching, or you're a presenter, there's always something to learn from it. I've taken things back with me.
So I'm wondering about the name of your business, Designing on the Edge. Is it because you knew exactly who you were when you started the business? Because I think you kind of live up to it, don't you?
Well, can I show my card? My card's right here, and it's kind of a thing. It's a triangle. Okay. And so Designing on the Edge, when I decided to start working for other people, because I had great ideas, but people would not spend a little bit of money to take a chance and try something different. And I thought, you know what? I almost quit the floral industry in 1999. Wow. And then I went, you know what? Somebody's not going to steal my dream, and I'm going to do this. So who am I? And everything I do is it's on the creative edge, the cutting edge, the edge of a ladder, the edge of something, the edge of a building. And whatever it is, it's always edgy. So I relish taking a chance and trying something that's not been done before, that's uncomfortable.
You had us all on the edge of our seats. Speaking of edges.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing. I found that in my classes over the last 24 years of teaching, or 22 years of teaching, that if you make it fun, if you make it relatable, if they laugh and you keep them engaged, nobody's bored, and people will remember what you've done. People will want to see it again. Right? I can spout off. I can be the driest person possible, but that's not who I am. So if somebody wants me to teach like a university professor, it's not going to happen. That's not who I am, and I want people to enjoy it, and I want people to come back.
That's a good guarantee. Guarantee. Excellent. So do you have any other question there, Johnny?
There
Over
is
there?
one more question.
Okay.
What is your favorite tropical flower after your experience in Hilo?
Oh,
That's a tough question, right?
okay. After visiting there, or well, my favorite tropical, if I could only ever pick one flower, ever, King Protea.
The King Protea.
Yeah, there's something about the King Protea. It commands the attention of all.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Jurassic kind of flower, right?
That's
Good
a
skull.
good, that's well put.
Yeah,
The Jurassic
it
flower.
is.
I love it.
And how big it is. And you know what? I would pay $50, even as a consumer, $50 for one flower that is that magnificent and that perfect that I could either just leave it as it is or I could add to it. I just think it is, yeah, I'm a King Protea. I'm a King Protea girl. And the white, especially the white.
Yeah, and you use that. That's really
did.
beautiful. That's
I think
really
I
beautiful.
ordered it. I did order it. I think I ordered 2, and that's all I did. I only ordered 2 of them, and I
Yeah.
figured I will do something wonderful with 2.
Yeah, no, and you did. It
Thank
was beautiful with a combination with the Cecropia structure. So, and I concur with the King Protea as far as the absolute detail of every centimeter of it, right? If you magnify any part of it, it intrigues. It really
does.
is something.
It
Yeah.
does. You know, it reminds me of a Biedermeier. When you look at
it does.
when it's open, it has concentric circles. The materials will
Absolutely.
look different as it goes out. And it's a bullseye. So what does a bullseye make you want to do? Just look right in.
Make 2 bullseye.
Yeah.
That's what it makes you want to do.
Forgive me, but I don't know what a Biedermeier is.
A Biedermeier is from the German. It's a German design style of furniture back in the 1800s, but they also did floor design where you see concentric circles or you see them spiraling up. It's one type of material only, so they don't mix and match. They have their own space.
It sounds like something that has a lot of great movement in itself.
Just in a circular form.
Yeah.
Right.
Like nothing crosses over. It's everything is zoned perfectly in a Biedermeier.
Okay, so I have one more question here. It says, what qualities do you look for in forged materials to build containers and structures?
Strength. Is it a strong material? Will it dry well? Am I able to drill through it or attach it to something without it crumbling or falling apart? Does it have bugs? Does it smell? Am I able to clean it? Is it something that I would be able to? It's not like a discarded vase or something. This is something from nature that you have to make sure is, if you're bringing it into your home, that it's not going in any way contaminate anything. So strength, yeah, I think that's about it.
So in relation to that, do you also check to see about whether it's invasive or not?
Yes. I have people who say all the time, oh, don't use that. Like the money plant, though I'm not sure the Latin botanical
area,
using that. In Alberta, Scotch broom is not good, so I don't use Scotch broom. It's taken over British Columbia.
That's true.
Terrible. I try to bring things in that I know will last. Like I said, not fall apart. I have worked with dandelions. As soon as they go yellow and then close, I pick them when they've closed and gone white, and I'll open them and then I'll preserve them.
Excellent.
So they don't fall apart.
Well, thank you for all your wonderful lessons that you shared with us today. It was lots of fun, very entertaining. You did a fantastic job engaging everyone.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you, John.
You're welcome. Thank you, Leah.
Are we all done? Are we done?
Yeah, I think we are, except for the closing remarks. We're going to close the show. So you ended the programs wonderfully. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for having
me. Good job.
me.
Thanks.